What happens when your toxic boss is another Black woman? For the past 3 years, discussing why and how some Black women mistreat other Black women in the workplace has been my most requested topic. And if I'm honest, this has been the topic that I have not wanted to discuss. Let's do it. Please make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm not only going to walk through the key reasons this dynamic happens, but I'm going to share some of my own personal experiences navigating this exact issue. This video is based on an eye-opening article by Dr. Carey Yazeed. The article is entitled Why Black Women Hurt Each Other in the Workplace. I highly encourage you to read it for yourself. I'll link the article below. Let's get into the 4 key reasons Dr. Yazeed outlines, and I'll add some thoughts and personal reflections along the way. The first reason Dr. Yazeed cited for why Black women hurt each other in the workplace is mimicking toxic leadership models. Some Black women in leadership mimic the behaviors of powerful men around them, often white, often distant, often dismissive. One of the things that I have dealt with this particular phenomenon is some Black women feel that they have to come extra hard after Black women. What I've seen and experienced as it relates to toxic behaviors in the workplace from leadership is that toxic individuals feel that they got to put the Black woman in place. I was in leadership. I was a manager for almost 20 years. And I found that often white women, I know her article points to white men, but white women will feel the need to put me in place. They got to check me. I've experienced that repeatedly. I feel like some Black women who get in leadership positions feel like they have to model that same behavior. In other words, they have to show whoever that I'm not going to let this Black woman get over on me or what have you. They don't show empathy. And you think, I have this person who looks like me, perhaps we can be allies, but you'll find that the empathy is not there for you. It's there for other people, but not there for you. I've had to help other Black women in the workplace deal with it because being in leadership, Black women will come to me with issues concerning what they feel they're going through because of race, because of gender. I have seen this repeatedly, and many times they were not wrong. I remember this Black leader saying, and she was an executive Black leader, is you have to be a B. That was her attitude. You have to be a B. That's mimicking toxic leadership behaviors. I've seen where a Black woman will be in leadership and wears as a badge of honor that she is the only one. She the only one in that position. She the only Black. She's the only Black person on whatever team, executive leadership, senior leadership. I have talked about toxic leaders having 3 characteristics: incompetence, immaturity, and insecurity. Many times, these women who harass other Black women in the workplace, these Black women, they're insecure of being replaced. Many of them know that there's not many of us at the top. There just isn't. That's just a fact. And so they understand that the placement that they're in, the position that they're in, is an exclusive one, in that they generally are the only one, or one of two, but most of the time they're the only one. And they want that position. They jockey for that position to keep that position. In doing that, they make sure, I don't know how else to say it, I'm just going to say it, to keep their foot on the neck of the other sister who they think may be able to replace them. Even if that other sister is not even thinking about their position. That's this person's thinking. And yes, they participate in the sabotage of careers, career trajectories, gatekeeping information. They do all those things. I've seen it. Now, I want to make something real clear. Read the title. The title does not say all Black women, meaning that some Black women do it, a lot of them, too many, and some of them don't. And we're talking in this video about the ones who do. Again, this is a very difficult topic for me. I did not want to even discuss it, but I would be remiss if I didn't. because you all asked for this. The third reason why some of us do this, we want to be in the line or proximity of power. That power could be the position. I have found a lot of times that that power and the proximity that they are trying to be within also is color. There is a color dynamic involved. So some of them, they will not even identify with other Black women. They will make sure that people do not see them the same way they see the other Black woman. If folks feel the other Black woman is beneath, then this sister is going to make sure that she points out that she's not beneath. And this is a part of something that we in our community, we kind of low key encourage, right? When you hear Black excellence and you have these groups that only associate with somebody who's in their group or in their little circle or in their little corner, you hear it all the time. Then you have these sisters who spend a lot of time making sure that nobody sees them as the other, that they see them as she one of us, or she's different, or she's not like the other ones. And for those of you who know, you know what I'm saying. I remember having a conversation with this person. We had a very frank conversation. I knew this person before they got promoted to the position that they were in. We were talking about a Black woman boss that she had previously had, where the people criticized this Black woman because they felt like she did not do enough for the Black employees. She bent over backwards to help every other employee of every other race. And she said to me, I know you think I'm like her. This is what she said to me. We're in a closed office. She brought it up to me. I don't even know why. I looked her straight in her eye and said, you're worse because you know better. I told her that, and I meant it. The very fact that she brought that up to me tells me that it had been on her mind. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. She knew. The other thing that the doctor pointed out is sometimes Black women hurt other Black women in the workplace due to unprocessed trauma. We've all heard that saying, hurt people hurt people. And what happens is instead of doing the work, the inner work that is needed to heal, because let's face it, most of us have experienced some type of racialized trauma out here on these jobs, and we don't get healed, many of us. And so we're walking around traumatized. Many of us probably are suffering from post traumatic stress disorder. I've read and I believe that this is what's happening. And so we're just going around hurting other sisters, people who look like us. And I think we do it because if I can distance myself from this person, I can distance myself from this pain and this trauma. Again, I'm not a therapist, so I don't know. But Dr. Kimani Norrington-Sands, my dear friend, she's a licensed clinical psychologist. She speaks about this on her channel, Lifting as We Climb Consulting Services. She has a video called Has Another Black Woman Bullied You in the Workplace? I'll link all the information about that video in the description. But look at that video. It's very poignant. It's hard and it's painful. For me, it was at least. I was triggered. I talked about the four that the doctor provided. Now I have some that I want to add on. Reason number 5, want to be the only one. Talked about replacement earlier, but want to be the only one. Making it to what is referred to as the C-suite can make one feel like they have secured membership in a very exclusive club. And they have one where there's just room for one. And sometimes that sister has determined she's going to be the only one. Can't be nobody else. I have seen where they will even mentor other people of another race. And I'm not saying that because you are a Black woman, you can only mentor Black women. I'm not saying that. Most of the people I mentored weren't even Black. Most of my staff were not Black. And to be honest with you, a lot of times Black women did not even come to me for mentoring. They went somewhere else. That's just keeping it 100. I went to her. So she knew. What was painful is that people who were mentored sometimes weren't even people who were necessarily interested in moving up, but they got the benefit of the mentoring and the coaching. Me, I got managed. I didn't get mentored. Anytime I messed up, I was going to get written up or talked to or something, but not mentored. The other folks got mentored. I got managed. Number six, a deep need for validation. Earlier, we talked about proximity to power. Some sisters have drank the Kool-Aid and they believe it. I'm not going to mention names, but you see certain people in our community who do that now, who create content around disparaging and distancing themselves from other Black women. You Google it, you can see it. I know of a couple. And due to a combination of imposter syndrome and unresolved trauma, they constantly seek validation and perform for the white gaze. They need that approval. They need that approval to say, hey, you've made it and you're different. You're not like them. They will not admit it because some of them may not even know it. Know and don't care. Let's just be clear. But some do not know. For example, I have seen sisters fiercely gatekeep access to high visibility projects to the point where they would not even consider another Black woman, all while recommending people from every other race. I have personally seen and witnessed that myself. I even confronted this same Black female leader about this. Her thing was making sure she did not appear to be playing favorites towards other Blacks. What I say about the performance for that white gaze, that white validation, that white approval. In 2025, you would think we've come a long way, but we really have not come as far as I would have liked for us to come. We have not. We have not. But we can. The next reason why I feel some Black women hurt other Black women is what Malcolm X said. The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. The most neglected person in America is the Black woman. Every statistic shows that Black women are paid less than non-Hispanic white men with similar education, experience, and skill sets. We experience more microaggression. I've done videos on that. In fact, it's my highest performing video in the workplace than any other population. Studies conducted during the pandemic revealed and confirmed this. The intersectionality between being Black and a woman negatively impacts our career trajectory, despite being the most educated people on the planet, and that's just a fact. Research in the medical field show that Black women are less believed when pregnant. Hence, they have the highest mortality rates in the US. I feel like toxic bosses, and I really, really hate to admit it, but this includes some sisters in leadership roles, see mistreating Black women as non consequential, low hanging fruit. That's just the truth. I had a white female manager push me at work, like pushed me. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I was raised, my mom says reared. So I'll say reared. I was reared in the hood. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now, we were both managers, and our manager was a Black woman, and her manager was a Black woman. When I reported the incident, my manager's manager told me straight out that she knew I was the aggressor, period. So she didn't even investigate it. I had to go over their heads to their boss, a white man, to demand an investigation. Now, check this out. This is the kicker. The woman admitted to bumping into me, okay? And when she was asked if she apologized, she responded, she did not. She was in a hurry. That's what the woman said. I ain't making it up. I wouldn't lie to you. That's what she told him. The point I'm making is this was a petite little white lady, and I'm thicker than the snicker. She says she bumped me. I say she pushed me. But whatever, bump, push, whatever she did it, got to walking off, felt comfortable doing it, and knew these people weren't going to believe me. And they didn't. They did not. And what's funny about the whole thing, she didn't say it was an accident. She just said she bumped into me. He asked her, he told me, he asked her, did she apologize? The lady said no. And that was in the report. Okay. So that low hanging fruit, she knew what Malcolm X said. I, a Black woman, would not be protected and would not be believed, even if I told other Black women. And you might be saying, Colette, you're getting a little dramatic. I'm getting triggered thinking about it. And this happened over maybe 15 years ago. Let me move on. Let me move on to number 8. Some Black women hurt other Black women in the workplace because of the class structures within our community, the Black community. Again, going back to being the only one, I can't tell you how many times I hear these sisters brag about their child being the only Black in their private school or in a club or a group, or that they're the only Blacks in their neighborhood. Now, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't have any judgment here. If that's something you find as a source of pride, that's fine. But when you do it because you're trying to distance yourself from somebody who looks like you because you don't want people to think you like that, that's a trip to me. So you might say, Colette, what do we do? How do we deal with it? Protect your peace. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out, why is this happening? Why is such and such treating me like this? She looked like me. And I know you guys have all heard, all skin folk ain't kin folk. That is so true. Please don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Now, I'm not saying don't do self reflections and make improvements where we need to. I had to do that. I have done that. I'm still doing the work, right? But please don't measure your value based on how some misguided sister sizes you up. Okay, because that is not your problem, and is not your problem to make her understand what she's doing, unless it's something that is causing you to not be able to perform your job adequately. Then those conversations need to be had. And even if you need to bring in other folks, which I've had to do before and I did not want to do, then you got to do what you got to do. You've got to survive. You got to thrive. This, you have to make your bag. You got responsibilities, and you cannot have yourself in a situation to where you could lose your job behind some foolishness. Do what you need to do. Protect your peace. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with people who you think may benefit. Check out Dr. Yazeed's article. I will link these things in below. Talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Have a good day.